Hello everyone and welcome to my preview for the undercard races on Melbourne Cup Day. Always a cracker of a race day. If you are going to follow my tips in though, I advise you to bet very small and probably bet on my top two horses each race. That's if you're following me in. And if you're looking for Melbourne Cup tips in this video, it's not going to be there. Go check out my runner-by-runner preview of the 2023 Melbourne Cup. But let's get straight on with the preview of Melbourne Cup Day. Race 1 is the Darley Maribyrnong, played over the 1,000 metres for the 2-year-olds at Group 3 level to start the day. And I'm surprised that Blue Stratum isn't shorter. I thought its jump out was really good last start, winning by a fair space. I'm glad that it missed the run in the English banner. Gives it more time to race a little bit more fresh on Tuesday, having about 3 weeks off between jump out and race. Draws well, gate 3, can settle towards the inside, which helps the young horses up the straight. D Lane, McAvoy, I'm happy to be with Blue Stratum in the first. Cottagio in for second. Thought it won its trial very well last start at Randwick. Timmy Clark, Waterhouse Bot, impeccable combination, winning 2 on Derby Day, draws 4. It's a good chance. Odin's son for Mar Eustace and Blake Shin, that combination can't be stopped. And I thought its work in its most recent jump out was pretty good. And then to finish off, Admitted in for 4th, was a good winner at Bendigo on debut. But I like Blue Stratum in the first. Race 2 is the listed Furphy plate over the 1,800 metres at listed level, and I've got Lord Vladivostok on top at the moment, but it could very well be scratched. This horse ran on Saturday on Derby Day, not just dressing itself behind cause for concern in the last. Before this was good in the Murray Bridge Cup from the back, an impossible position. Damien Lane gets off Sabark to ride this horse, which could show intent, is on the minimum and draws 6. I think it's a good hope. If it does get scratched, I'm going to be with Sabark. This horse should roll forward from gate 8, gets the 57 kilos, which is alright. Was pretty good in the JRA Cup last start with a big weight behind Ain't No Deal Done and Red Sun Sensation in a race where over the 2,000 metres the pace was probably against it, so I think dropping back to the 1,800 metres suits that horse. In for third, Forgot You, knocking on the door, deserves to win this campaign. And finally Pounding, just don't like how much weight it has to carry, but draws well and has got the best form. With Lord Vladivostok and Sabark in race 2. Race 3 is the listed Tab Trophy for the 3-year-olds over the 1,800 metres. A tough race this. I ended up settling with Queen of Dragons on top. Brings the best form into the race, running 7th. Only beaten 2.5, doing some very good work late over the 1,600 last start in the Calendar Presnell behind Chrysaor and Snowman. Before that was good behind Arctic Glamour and the Reg Allen late. I think stepping up to the 1,800 metres ideally suits this horse. Draws a gate to be around midfield or so. Craig Williams on's a good booking. This horse could get scratched and potentially go to the English Bracelet on Oaks Day, but if it runs here, good chance. In for second, Natural Deduction. Think it's way over the odds considering why would John O'Shea be bringing this horse down for a listed race? He must think it's good. Was a good winner at Newcastle on speed, battling on very well to hold on for a win last start in its maiden. Blake Shin goes on, also shows very good intent. Gate 3 should settle forward. In for third, Warmonger. This horse was good winning at Mornington last start. Just don't know the quality of horse that it beat. And Aztec State, thought was slightly under the odds. Draws a bit wide, we'll have to find a position, but was pretty decent behind Mojave Desert last start. I'm with Queen of Dragons on top. Race number 4 is the Schweppervessens plate for the 3-year-olds over the 1,000 metres, and I'm really surprised at the price they put up about Jewel Bay. This horse trained by Lindsay Park to be ridden by Michael D. Draws gate 2, will be in a very prominent position, potentially leading. This horse was a good winner at Cranbourne last start, kicking away with the 61 kilos to win. Up in class from that, but 3 back ran behind Centify, who ran about half a length behind Stapati. Who's a very good horse that a few of you may have heard of. This horse in its first campaign was only beaten 2 lengths by I Am Unstoppable, who ran second in the Coolmore, has only missed once from 6 starts, has only missed the top 3 once from 6 starts in its career. I just think it'll be an on-speed roll. Last start's win was over 1,200, so dropping back to the 1,000 metres I think suits this horse, is really fast, and I think it's way over the odds at $10. In for second, Barber, the classiest horse in the race. James McDonald has to carry the added weight of 59 kilos and will have to come from the back over the 1,000 metres. Will it find it too short? Who knows? But it gets blinkers on for the first time, which could help it, go better. In for third, Wigham for Damien Oliver. This horse also comes over from Adelaide, has been running some good races there. And Reveline, Blake Shin, has run 2 good races in its career. Stanislaus, don't rule that horse out as well. But I really like Jewel Bay in race 4. Race number 5 is the Macca's Run, a benchmark 96 over the 2,800 metres, and I'm heavily in the corner of Insulation. I reckon it's this horse's time to win again. Has been pretty close its past 2, running second on both occasions, the most recent being against Pesto at Caulfield, where it started an odds-on favourite in a benchmark 84. That's a really good sign in my opinion. I think this is a set play from Peter Moody, up to the 2,800 metres. Blinkers first time, nose roll off. We don't usually see that from the Peter Moody stable, so I think it shows signs of intent. Billy Egan on the minimum with 53 kilos, draws 9, will hopefully be in a midfield position, sweeping roll around the turn and hopefully picking them up and winning the Macca's Run. In for second, Garachico, also think is over the odds. Just not sure about the form line it came through last start in that packed finish at Geelong, but it gets a huge weight swing on King's Crossing, so I think it can turn the tables on that horse, gets in with the minimum, will be flying from the back. Mr Waterville in for third. This horse can easily win, brings the best form into the race, was good in the Geelong Cup last start, and a few of those horses go into the Melbourne Cup. Draws 13, so we'll have to go back and spot them a start, but it shouldn't matter over the 2,800 metres. Joe Magic Man Morera rides, so can't discount that. And Supergirl, never doubt Waterhouse bot front runners at untried distances. That's what I always say. Draws 12, will go to the front and try and, just outrun them. But I'm with Insulation in the Macca's Run. Race 6 is the Greys race. It's a benchmark 90 over the 1,400 metres, and I quite like Glint of Silver here. I like how this horse has been freshened up. I loved its trial at Rose Hill heading into this, and I reckon it's the one to beat. Draws 1, Zach Purton rides, has got some of the best form in the race. That's why it's wearing the number 2 saddle cloth, and I just think it strikes its right race here. Its right distance as well. It's won over 1,400 before, so I think it's a good chance. Can't say the same about Berkshire Breeze, who hasn't run below 2,000 metres in its career. This is 1,400 metres. So maybe wanting further, but gets in with the lightweight, gets Tommy Marquand on, draws 4, so can probably settle in an on-speed roll. And could it do what Detonated Jack did last year on Cup Day? It could. That's why I've got it in for second. In for third, I've got Baltic Coast for Chris Lees. This horse comes down from Sydney. Dylan Gibbons on the minimum with the 53 kilos. This horse should settle more forward from gate 3 and run very well. And Love Tap, the winner of this race last year, Blake Shin, has to carry a big weight of 61.5 kilos and was pretty poor last start, but I've got it in for 4th. I like Glint of Silver in the Greys race. Race 8 is the listed desirable stakes over the 1,400 metres for the 3-year-old fillies. This is a race where you can probably back my top 3, I've got my top 3 clear of the rest. So we'll start with Commemorative. I've got it on top. I just think it's the best horse in the race. Should have won last start at Ramwick, where it was narrowly beaten behind Kazoo in a benchmark 78. That's probably the best form heading into this race. Only query draws gate 3. It could get back and buried, but I'll trust J-Mac to get it right. I've got it on top. Right to Party in for second. This horse was good in the Crockett last start behind Gumdrops and Saltaire. I think now up to the 1,400 metres is peaking. Gate 4 can settle around midfield and can run very well. But Trana, I think the market's missed as well. This horse was really good 2 back, storming home from last behind Karina Queen at Sandown, and then went to Ballarat, won by 4 lengths, albeit in a Fillies and Mares 64, but still had to do it. Gets in with a lightweight of 55 kilos for Harry Coffey, maps well from gate 6, and also in for 4th, Bizzo. This horse beat 2 smart horses in Alec Trona, who's come out and won, and Miss Rumbini, who came out and won today at Mornington. Has to step it up because it got the favours that day, but draws 12. Archie Alexander and Declan Bates won this race 3 years ago with no restriction, but I'm quite keen. Commemorative in race 8 and my 2 value picks, Batrana and also Right to Party. Race 9 is the Hong Kong Jockey Club Stakes at Group 3 level for the mares over the 1400 metres. This is by far the toughest race of the day because all of them are probably on the same wavelength as each other. But I've ended up settling on the Sydney horse, Sandstock, trained by John O'Shea. This horse, I don't know what happened to it last start at Randwick. It lost by 9 lengths, but was well backed late, so I'll trust that it just had an off day. Before that, was good in the Tibby behind Banana Queen, beating Wollombi by 2 lengths. Wollombi lost to Road to Aratak in the Tristark only by a length and a half, so it shows that Sandstock's up to it. Tommy Marquandon draws well in gate 11, so it'll be in that nice flowing position out wide, and yeah, I think it's over the odds. Climbing Star, Philip Stokes I reckon has a really good opinion of this horse. Ran it in the Moonga Stakes last start when he could have ran it in the Tristark against its own sex, but ran against the boys in the Moonga, finished second behind Buffalo River and beat Cause for Concern, who came out and obviously won yesterday on Derby Day. 14, gate 14, Williams, Craig Williams on, should be storming down the outside late. As I try and remember who I've got in for third, Wollombi comes through that Sandstock form and was pretty good in the Tristark, running the fastest last 200 of that race. And also Madame Pomery in for fourth, was pretty good in the Tristark, draws 15, is a class animal, has to carry the extra weight of 59 kilos, but J-Max on. I like Sandstock and Climbing Star in the Hong Kong Jockey Club. Race 10 to finish the day is a benchmark 90 over the 1400 metres, and I've landed on Charlton Lane here. This horse's jump out in the lead up to this particular race has been exceptional at Cranbourne, wasn't pushed out, was just nice and eased and won the jump out. So I'm very keen on this horse's chances. 2 back, should have probably beaten Rheinberg at Caulfield. I've got an opinion of that horse. Draws 10, gets in with the lightweight of 54.5 kilos. Craig Williams on. I think it's a class animal and can show that on Tuesday. Ton of grit in for second. Reckon it's over the odds at $12. Even though its record isn't great first up, I thought its jump out was nice and quiet at Flemington. Gets in with the lightweight. Gate 2 can settle closer for Geordie Childs. Reckon it's a good chance. Robusto in for third. James McDonald goes back on this Chris Waller trained gelding from gate 1. Can settle it around midfield or so. Was decent first up, looking for further. I've got it in for third. And Dubai Poet in for fourth. This horse was a winner 2 back at Sandown, beating Crestani and Lafargue. Came out and was okay behind Rheinberg, but Charlton Lane obviously served it up more to Rheinberg than what Dubai Poet did. So I've got it in for fourth. That's going to do it for this week's preview. I shouldn't say this week, it's just a Melbourne Cup day. So hopefully I've tipped you into a few winners. If I get one, I'm over the moon. So yeah, enjoy Bookies Day. I'm in Melbourne Cup day, and I'll see you in the next preview. Bye for now.